your palms open, your forehead drop to the floor, and welcome yourself to your practice. Maybe with a nice big breath or two. Strong big inhales, soft releasing exhales. Forehead touching down to the floor. If it arrives there, that's great. And that touch on the third eye is such a wonderful way to release excess tension. So let that head just roll easy side to side as you're arriving. Let your jaw soften. Spread wide your palms and press them forward and down into the mat, and allow that to draw your hips and low back and side waist, maybe even side ribs, a little bit more into length and spaciousness. And again, just take a breath to arrive with a little more space now. If there's anything you want to let go of through your breath or your words or an image, just let the excess or that which does not serve right now just release out of your body, out of your mind, out of your breath, out of your words. And take a moment to form an intention of something perhaps you'd like to draw in to your experience here on the mat or throughout your week. Take a moment to roll the inner elbows up toward the ceiling and draw back through your shoulder blades. Pull back through your tailbone and hips to open up the space around your waist and low back. And let's go ahead and walk the hands over to the left side of the mat and give a nice stretch out for the right. Left hand comes on top of right. Draw your right shoulder blade down your back and open up the spaces around your ribs, your waistline, your outer right hip. Just give yourself a nice through line from your fingertips back through your hip and breathe into that spaciousness or whatever is appearing for you. Maybe there's a tightness that you'd like to acknowledge and let go of. Take one more breath in here. And sigh it out. Let's walk on over to the other side and create some space for the left side. Opening up, pulling back through the left hip, reaching, pressing your palm forward and down into the ground, and just tuning into those spaces and places in your body here. Maybe a little movement feels nice, or maybe stillness. Maybe deepening into the stretch or backing off of it. Listen to your body. Take 2 more breaths. Next exhale, open your mouth, sigh it out. And find your way back to center. Take a moment to come up onto your knees and take your hands to the back of your head. Tuck your chin in towards your chest and see if you can bring the head to the floor and roll past the top point of your head. And just open up the back of the neck by tucking the chin and rolling past the crown of your head. Hands might be supportive there for the neck and the shoulders. A little touch might feel really, really releasing. And if you like, you can release the hands and draw them through the inner thigh, down between the inner thighs, just reaching the shoulders away from the ears. Nice neck stretch there. Last breath. Open the mouth, stick out the tongue. And ease on out of this. Find your way on up to all fours and come right away into some cats and cows on inhale, lifting chin, chest, eyes, and tail. And on exhale, rounding, dropping head, dropping tail, maybe squeezing belly in, maybe a little wag to the tail. And just moving your own pacing in and out, inhaling and exhaling, opening front body, opening back body. If there's something different that you wish to do, please follow your own wisdom, your own instincts. Maybe spirals or swirls come in, or pausing in an area that feels like, oh, it needs a little extra attention. We'll take 3 more rounds, whatever that means to you, inhaling and exhaling. Really noticing as much of your spine and your body as you can right now, coming out of the general patterns that we usually move in and coming into something different. Some ease and some flow. We'll take 1 more inhale and exhale. And then come to neutral. And draw your left hand right under your nose. So the left hand is right down on the mat. The right hand opens up toward the sky. Take a big breath in, lean back, open up. And exhale, thread the needle, right shoulder to right, down to the floor, right ear down to the floor. Let's flow with this a couple times. Inhale, open up, fingertips to the sky, right arm opens, chest opens. Exhale, thread that needle, shoulder and ear to the ground. 1 more round. Inhale, open up. Exhale, thread, shoulder and ear to the ground. Left arm extends long. And go ahead and lengthen your left leg back. So come on the ball of that left foot and pull back through the left heel and create some nice space for the left side. You could stay here. You could lift your left arm into space, right up toward the sky, and roll open. You can also return that left knee to the ground, or you can lift your left leg up, finding some balance with it. So you have fun opening up through the chest, rolling open, maybe wrapping your left arm around your back, circling out that left shoulder, rolling onto the back of your head, gazing up toward the ceiling. Last breath in. And let's gently unwind, come on out of it, and just move it around your way. Coming back to neutrality in your body, integration. Moving shoulders and head and hips and rib cage. And let's come into second side. Right hand comes right under the nose and left arm flows to the sky. Breath in, open up, lean back, enjoy. Exhale, thread the needle, left shoulder, left ear to the ground. Inhale, wide open, lifting fingertips to the sky. Open up through your wingspan. Exhale, thread. Last one, inhale, spiral open. And exhale, left shoulder, left ear to the ground. Right arm lengthens long. Right leg reaches back, coming on the ball of that right foot. Stay long through the right side. And you can have fun with this your way. Right fingertips flowing to the sky. Right leg might lift up into space. You might come back onto that right knee. Now you choose, you find your joy with this, your adventure with it. Maybe wrapping right arm around the back for a half bind. Circling out that right shoulder. Rolling to the back of the skull. Gazing to the ceiling. Find the fullness of the moment. Inhale. And then exhale, come on out, unwind, and just move it around your way. Head, jaw, shoulders, hips. Let's transition to down dog in your timing, lifting your hips high. And just walking it out, bending one knee and then the other, spreading your palms wide, opening up the toes and the soles of the feet. Getting really sensual with your body, just feeling, as in feeling how the body moves, really enjoying the way it likes to move right now. And noticing what that is. Give your head a nod yes. And notice the yeses in your body. And go ahead and shake out your head no. And notice what you'd like to say no to today in body, mind, movements. Let's go ahead and turn the toes to the left and the heels to the right. Open up through the waistline, the low back, sideline, on the left side there. And then take it on over to the other side. Toes turn right, heels turn left, right side body opens. Come on back to center. Walk your feet together. Press your palms forward. Lift your sitting bones high and draw your heels down to or toward the floor, really snugging in. And lift up your thighs and your kneecaps. Press your palms forward and lift your right leg on up to the sky. Circle out right ankle. Bend the knee and roll that hip open. Pressing back through the outer left hip thigh. Take a wide circle with your right knee. Find your breath, circling in both directions. And then go ahead, float that right leg high to the sky, big breath in. Exhale, round in, squeeze in knee to nose. Take a few. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, round in, squeeze in. 2 more, inhale it up. Exhale, round it in, squeeze it in. Last one, lift it up. And round it in, squeeze it in. Return back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a nice sigh out, maybe a little nod to the head. And go ahead and launch your left leg up to the sky, circling out left ankle. Bend the knee, roll your hip open. Staying strong through the arms and the standing leg, pulling back through the outer right hip. Take a nice circle for the left knee. And just really churn that hip joint, really warming it up with movement. Lift that leg high to the sky, breath in. Exhale, squeeze in, round in. Come up on the ball of the right foot as you round. Inhale, lift leg, lift gaze. Exhale, squeeze round, draw in. 2 more, reach it high. And round it in. Last one, lift it on up. And round it on in. Come on back to down dog. And walk your feet up to your hands. And let's just hang in a ragdoll pose. Give yourself lots of space. Maybe feet come really wide, maybe knees bend a lot. Let your hands find a place that feels just right for you. I'm standing on my hands. Sometimes it's nice to take opposite hand to opposite elbow. You can bend your knees a little or a lot. And just let that low back have some time and space to release. It might feel nice to sway side to side a little bit. Shifting your weight, giving the low back some time and space to let go. Deepening your breath along the way. Releasing your shoulders more and more. Last couple breaths. Hands come down to the mat. Bend your knees and drop down into a squat. Turn your toes out and your heels in. And this is just such a great release point for the low back. Hands lift up to the heart space, hips drop, heart alight, crown of head rising, and the elbows pressing those inner thighs open. Breathe into your low back. And squeeze your belly in strong on exhale. Three more breaths. Let your shoulders release from the ears and let your heart be high. Last breath. And see if you can just rise your way up to standing. Just straighten the legs. Reach the arms high, toe heel the feet together. Find your feet and lift your heart. Take a little back bend here, opening the heart, walking the eyes along the ceiling, and still standing firm through the feet. Take a breath, inhale. And exhale, let's fold, swan dive forward and down, maybe bending the knees to get there, head bows.
Inhale, lengthen, flat back, reach long, belly strong. Exhale, step or jump at high plank. And come all the way down to your belly. Interlace your hands at your low back and lift your chest. Broaden your collarbones, lift your thighs. And let's roll from one side to the other, from one hip to the other. Offering some release and some joy in the practice. Come on back to center, feet to the ground, hands by your ribs. Rise your way up a little higher into a back bend. Maybe arms straighten all the way. Maybe they stay bent. Legs are strong and long. Heart, chest high. Breath in. And exhale, find your way to plank pose, lifting up and breathing. Finding a smooth breath. A strong, supported body. A sense of fire in the belly. 2 more breaths. Last breath here. Go ahead and turn onto the knife edge of your left foot. Right hand stays down. Right foot steps to the middle of the mat, toes pointing to the right, and right arm flows to the sky. So you're in a supportive side plank here. Right foot is supporting it. Lift your hips and then reach your right arm over your ear. Go ahead and pull back through the left heel and reach long through the right arm and spread through that right waistline. Big stretch for the right waistline hip. Last breath here. Let's come on back to center, high plank, pause. Turn yourself so you're on the knife edge of your right foot. Right hand stays down. Left foot comes to middle of mat. Left toes pointing left. And launch your left arm to the sky. And just take a moment to lift your hips, reach your left arm over your ear, pull long through your right heel and open up through the waist. For 3. Squeeze your belly in on your exhales. 2. Last breath. Come on back to high plank, big breath in. And exhale, press your way back, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. A nice sigh out. Bend your knees, look forward. Spring step or float to the front. Reach out flat back. Squeeze belly in as you lengthen spine. Crown of head forward, tailbone back. Exhale, fold in, bow in. Give yourself a hug behind your calves. Dive in deep. And rise your way on up to standing. Right hand takes left wrist. Take a nice side bend. Opening up waistline. And other side, left hand takes right wrist. Head rests in the arms as you side bend, right fingertips reaching left. Inhale, come on back to center, look up. Take a little back bend, breath in. Exhale, fold low, let the head bow heavy. Shake out that head. Lengthen long, flat back, inhale. Exhale, step or jump, high plank. Chaturanga this time, just hovering, low push up. Inhale, up dog, heart lift, shoulders drop, legs strong and long. Exhale, pull back, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg high to the sky, bend the knee, roll your hip open. Exhale, round and squeeze in, draw the belly in strong. Lengthen that low back, tuck the chin. Inhale, lift high. Right knee to right, elbow, tricep, shoulder. And inhale, lift high. Exhale, spin it out right to left, spin it across. Inhale, open it up, big breath in. Exhale, step forward. Right foot steps, left foot spins, warrior 1, rise on up. Take a breath here. Look up. Exhale, hands to the heart and open wide, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse that warrior. And we'll flow on through, finding our way to down dog your way. Maybe you step straight back. Maybe you flow through the whole vinyasa. Whatever you're doing, connect with your breath. And connect with each moment that you land upon. Take a breath in. And a little sigh out once you've reached the down dog. Left leg floats to the sky, bend the knee, roll open. And round and squeeze and knee to nose. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, left knee to left elbow, tricep, shoulder. Inhale, lift it on up. Twist it across, left to right, spin it out. Inhale, reach high, big breath in. Exhale, let's step it forward, warrior one. Left foot steps, right foot spins, rise your way up. Shoulders drop, heart lifts, legs firm. Big breath. Exhale, hands to namaste at the heart and spin wide, warrior two. Inhale, reverse that warrior, breath in. And flow your way through your vinyasa. Really enjoying the rinse out of the movements. Big breath in, a big sigh out. Bend your knees, look forward, spring step or flow to the front. Reach out long, flat back. Exhale, full bow. Walk your feet wide and sink into that squat. Toes out, heels in, hands rise to heart. And just breathe, releasing the low back. Perhaps catching your breath. Keep your right elbow pressing the inner thigh out and open that right arm straight. And then spin your energy, spin your body to the left. And if it feels right, float the left arm skyward. So you're making a big diagonal from the right to the left arm up. You could stay with the wide arms, or you could play with a bind if that is possible and in your practice. The knees go wide, the heart spinning to the left. The low back still getting its chance to release. Take another breath. Inhale. Exhale, unwind, come on back to center. Just take a minute to straighten your legs and take 2 breaths into a forward bend, releasing the knees and the low back in a different way. And on next exhale, sink your way again into the squat, knees wide, elbows pressing those knees out, hands come to heart. Breath in and out. Squeeze the belly in on exhale. And keep that left elbow pressing the inner knee wide, straighten the left arm. And spin your body to the right, hips stay low. Maybe the right arm opens up and you're twisting toward those right fingertips up above you. Arms could stay in this wide wingspan. And or you could work with finding a bind for yourself. Hands clasp hands, chest opens. Take another breath, inhale. Exhale, let's release. And fold forward, straightening the legs. Inhale, reach out long, lift and lengthen. Exhale, step or jump at high plank. Chaturanga, low push up. Inhale, pause here. Upward dog, thighs to the ground. And just lengthen the legs and lift the heart. And then roll from one side to the other like we did in our cobra. Reach the right leg back as you roll onto the left hip. And other side. Reach the left leg back as you roll onto your right hip. And just take that one more round. Rolling side to side, gaze, moving with this. Gazing past your shoulder. Come on back to center, inhale. Come all the way down to your belly. Press on up, plank pose. And press on back, downward facing dog. Right leg flows to the sky, bend the knee, roll your hip open. Round and squeeze it, knee to nose. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, right knee to right, elbow, tricep, shoulder. Inhale it on up. And spin it on out, right to left. Reach up, big breath in. Right foot step, stay on the ball of the left foot. Left hand stays down. If you happen to have a block, you could place the left hand on a block. Right hand comes to sacrum at the low back and twist toward your inner right thigh. Spin through belly, spin through ribs, spin through heart. Take a little nod with your head, yes. And draw those shoulders down away from the ears. And then float the right arm high to the sky. And open up and lean back and enjoy the ride. Big breath in. Exhale, let's swing wide into warrior two. Take a moment, just land that pose. Reversing your warrior. Breath in. Side angle lunge, breath out, elbow to thigh. Left arm reaches over your ear. And if you want, you can reach your right arm to parallel the left if that feels good in your body to have that kind of core strength through the legs and the belly. Wrap your top arm around your back for a half bind. And open that right knee out as you spin through your belly and your ribs and your chest. Being sure to tap into your tailbone, lengthen it out. Draw your shoulders majestically down your back and lift your heart up toward the sky. Take one more breath here. Enjoy. And let's return to warrior two. Straighten the right leg. Turn the toes so that both feet are pointing parallel to the outer edges of your mat. Hands come to low back and lift your heart. Legs are strong, heart is high, elbows draw in, breath in. Hinge at your hips, breath out. Hands come down, head comes down. Release that head and neck. Maybe the head touches the floor or a block. Maybe it's hanging in space. But really come into the power of the legs to support the release of your hips. You might sway just ever so gently side to side and feel that stretch through wherever it is you feel it, your legs, your low back, your breath. Breathing a little deeper, last two breaths. Come back up so that shoulders and wrists are in line, arms are straight, legs are straight. Spine is straight. Squeeze that belly in to support your low back. And then go ahead, turn so your hands come around to face the front of your mat and walk your left foot in so your hips also squaring to the front of your mat. You're in this long pyramid pose here. Go ahead and fold and bow over the front shin and pull back through your hips. And let that low back be pulled back as your spine grows longer, hips rising, head dropping. For 3, you may, by the way, need a micro bend in your right knee. Please give that to yourself if that feels just right. Last breath. And this time with legs straight. Left hand stays down. Right hand comes to sacrum. Let your hand really pull those hips back and square. So you feel the right and left hip quite balanced. And you could keep your hand right there or float it to the sky as you spin your ribs and your chest up toward the sun as your hips pull back long. Find 3 breaths. Squeeze that belly in on every exhale and gaze down this time just to support that neck. One more breath. Open into the fullness of the pose. And let's release and flow through our vinyasa, finding your way back to down dog your way, touching each moment with awareness, with love. Take a breath in and a nice sigh out. Launch your left leg to the sky and bend the knee and roll your hip open. And then round and squeeze in knee to nose. Inhale, reach high. Left knee to left elbow, tricep, shoulder. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, spin, twist. Inhale it on up, big breath in. Step forward. Left foot S is forward, you're on the ball of your right foot. Right hand is down, left hand comes to sacrum, spin, turn, enjoy. Open it up. For 3, 2, last breath. Let's open wide into our warrior 2. Land the pose. Inhale, reverse that warrior, big breath in. And exhale, side angle, elbow to thigh. Right arm extends over ear. And again, if you'd like to parallel the arms, bringing the left arm off the thigh, that's great. Tune into the right side waist and really lengthen it. Tuck your tailbone gently to lengthen your low back. Wrap your top arm around your back for half bind. And begin your spinning journey. Working with the breath. For 3, 2, last breath. Let's return to warrior 2. Straighten both legs. Once again, turn your toes in, your heels out. This time, interlace your hands at your low back. Drop your shoulders, lift your heart. Come once again into the fullness of your legs, their strength, their stability. Tuck your tail a little bit and draw your belly in. And go ahead and take a little back bend, floating your heart light and high. Inhale. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Fold, bow, head down, arms up. And just let your shoulders get a nice rinse here. And enjoy this in your way for 3 more breaths. Where can you send your breath that you haven't yet? Last breath in. A nice sigh out. And bend the elbows to release the hands to the floor. Come to your flat back, arms straight, legs straight, spine long, straight. Belly in and up. Squeeze that belly. Really deeper than you squeezed it yet today. Really supportive. And then walk your hands around to the front. Step your right foot in a little bit. And we're going to twist once again, but with legs straight this time. First, however, bow into the pyramid pose. So just pull back through your hips. Bow your head on down. Maybe give it a little shake out. Squeeze the belly in on exhale to support the low back. And let your head just really dingle. And then find your flat back, lengthen long. Left hand comes to your sacrum, pull back through your hips. Let your left hand just massage any tension in your low back or your hips. And just ever so gently start to spin toward the inner left thigh. Turning, twisting, spinning. The cherry on top might be that left arm to the sky. Staying long through arms and legs. Maybe a little micro bend in the front knee if you need it. Breathing fuller and deeper all along. One more breath, inhale. And we'll release and step again, your right foot forward. Sink down into your squat. Turn your toes out, your heels in. Let your hands rise to your heart. Breathe. Inner thighs opening. Feel where your weight is on your feet. Some of you may not be able to bring your heels down, which is totally understandable and fine. So if your weight's on the balls of your feet, there it is. If the weight can travel to the heels, there you go. Stay here, stay with this. This might feel just amazing. Little micro movements to release that low back, little movements for the head that bring some release for the neck and shoulders, and or you can just play with a crow pose. So the hands stay to those inner thighs, opening the thighs wide, or rather the arms, and the hands come to the ground. So the knees hug those arms, those triceps, and we shift our weight forward towards our fingertips. and come up on the ball of your feet. And you could be good. This could be like, this is all I got, and it's further than I've ever been. You could play with lifting one foot and then the other off the floor. You could also find a crow balance. I might not get it today. Lifting both feet off the floor. Last breath wherever it is you are. And shoot back high plank, pause there. Enjoy the length of the legs. Chaturanga, low, push up. Inhale, pausing with the thighs to the ground, heart lifting, the shoulders dropping. And roll your way from side to side, lengthening back through one leg and then the other. Just enjoying that play. And then press your way back, child pose. Lengthening through the spine. Breathing into the back line of the body. Pressing your palms forward, lengthening your sides of your body back. And let's find that rabbit pose once again. So you come up onto the crown of the head, chin tucks into the chest, and the hands are at the back of the neck. Just support as you roll past the crown of your head toward the back of your head. And the hands could offer some touch, some release for the neck or the cranium. Let your hands intuitively touch. Maybe the hands reach through the inner thighs and draw your shoulders down as you roll even further, opening up the back of the neck. One more breath. Be safe, be kind, and gently come on out. And we'll have a seat in toes pose. So stay on the balls of your feet and sit your hips back onto your heels. This pose is not for everyone, so if you don't wish to take it, you can just sit down, cross-legged or on your shins. You could also sit on a block. You could come in and out of toes pose. So you choose what's good. But let's take a minute to just circle out the head. And if a big full 360 circle doesn't work for you, if you're not an owl, then just modify. And pause in the places where your body says, oh, pause and stretch me there. Breathe into your chest and the front of your throat. Let's meet with the left ear toward the left shoulder, and the left hand comes to the right ear. And just lengthen that right side. Gently circle out the right shoulder. Slow it down. Circle out your wrist or walk your hand away from your body a little bit. Just be playful. Tuck your chin a little bit and stretch a different part of your neck. If you're in toes pose and it feels great, stay with it. If not, just come on out, maybe coming back in at some point. Let's gently release and just move the head and the shoulders. Noticing your right side, comparing it to the other side. How does it feel? Just pause in the center and come to stillness. And then let's meet with the right ear toward the right shoulder. Right hand comes to left ear. And let the weight of your hand open up the side of the neck. You also might find some nice movements that you like for the shoulder. Circling the shoulder, the wrist, the elbow. Walking your hand away from your body. Just playing, just getting curious and really nourishing and giving to the body what it needs today. Tuck your chin just gently. Breathing. And gently releasing and just moving around to come to center. Take a moment, pause there. Stick out your tongue Let your eyes open wide. Make a roaring lion sound. Let out some steam. Draw your hands to your throat and jaw and just give a little self-massage there, maybe the temples, maybe the forehead or around the cheekbones. Give yourself a little loving touch, massage, movement into the chest. And just feel that head, let it move a little bit, feel into the neck. If there are any still spots that need a little moment or a little touch or an extra stretch, take it. We'll go ahead and meet on our backs. Once you're ready to get there, hug your knees into your chest and tuck your chin down so the back of your neck also gets long. As your knees squeeze in, give yourself a loving hug around those shins. And just breathe into the compression. Let your low back release onto the floor. And again, your chin tucks so the back of the neck lengthens as well. Hands come to knees and find a nice circle. And the knees and the hips might move, and also the head might move, and the shoulders a little bit. So just be with your whole body in connection with the knees circling with the hands. Keep your right knee hugged in and lengthen your left leg long on the floor. And tuck your chin again. And just find that length, that delicious length. Lift your right heel to the sky. And if you want, you can take your hand around your foot or down your shin further. You could use a strap around your ankle or your ball of your foot rather. So find a way that this feels really good. And this is just really, really good work for the low back. So ground your belly down in toward the bottom of the C of your body. Draw your outer right hip away from your waistline, lengthening through the side of your low back, your outer hip, and reach through that left heel and the right heel. So just get long through the legs, through the spine, through the breath. And if it feels good, lift your head and draw your knee towards your nose and your nose towards your knee. Staying long through the legs if possible. If this doesn't feel good, keep your head on the ground. Take 2 more breaths. And then take your right hand to the outer edge of your right foot and open that right leg out to the side. If you have the strap, it's nice to use a strap. If you'd rather bend your right knee and take your hand to your knee, that's great too. So reach through each heel, squeeze the belly down, down, down into the body. Tuck your chin a little bit. And breathe. 1 or 2 more breaths. Come back to center switch so that your left hand now has hold of that foot or strap or knee. Maybe the knee is bent. And draw your right foot across the body, twisting. Now, you may not bring your foot to the floor. You may just be just beyond midline. You may be hovering. You could also have something under your knee or your leg for some support. Open your right arm out in opposition and just enjoy this twist. Again, drawing your outer right hip away from the waist. You could even use your right hand to kind of guide that low back into length. 2 more breaths. Staying long through each leg if you're choosing to keep that right leg straight. And come on back to center. And just take a moment to windshield wiper those legs. And let your head roll too, just nice and gentle. And then hug your left knee in and extend your right leg long on the mat. And take a moment to tuck your chin and find full length for your leg and your spine, back of the neck. Straighten your left heel up to the sky. And again, take a minute to draw your outer left hip away from your waist. So there's a lengthening happening through the side, waist, and outer hip there. And breathe. You might walk your hand or hands further up the leg. You might take the foot, or you might use a strap. And just let your body release into the pose. It's a nice stretch. So just take the time to really experience fully through the toes, through the nose, through the chest, through the back. The whole body experiences it. And then if you like, you can draw your nose towards your knee and your knee towards your nose. And deepen a little further. Find your breath. Release your head back down to the ground. And left hand takes outer left foot. You could also have your strap in hand if that is great for you. Or bend your left knee and open your left leg out to the left. Opening up. Still sinking the belly down, down, down deep. And staying long as you can through the standing leg, which is your right leg. Long through the spine, long through the back of the neck. 2 more breaths. Let your head be easy. Draw the leg back up to midline. And right hand now takes the outer foot, or bend the knee and cross the leg over the body. Again, let your leg land where it does. It might be in space. It might be supported on a block or a cushion. It might be straight and all the way down to the ground. So you just let your body have the experience that it wishes for and needs. And you are wise to know what that is. It is different for each of us on different days, in different moments. Ease and flow, kindness. Last 2 breaths. And let's release and come back through center and just like wiggle it out your way. It might be windshield wipers, it might be a stretch and a wiggle. You choose. We're going to meet in Happy Baby. So take the hands to the soles of the feet or the creases of your knees or your shin, your calves, and draw the knees down to either side of your torso. And again, stay long through your tailbone and the crown of the head, reaching in opposite directions. And just rock it out. And start to straighten one leg and then the other. Give a nice stretch for the inner thighs. And then meet me in a wide-legged split and let your hands open those inner thighs. Great. And then reach your hands through the inner thighs and lift your chest. And we're going to pulse up, exhaling 10, lift 9, exhale 8, reaching through the heels as you're lifting, 6, exhale 5, lift 4, belly strong, 3, neck is supported if you need it, 1, lift the legs to the sky, pulsing up. Again, if the hands need to support the head, lift on up, lift the chest for 10, exhale 9, squeeze belly 8, on the exhale 7, lift 6, 5, this is so good for the low back, 4, 3, 2, opposite hand to opposite ankle, lifting up, pulsing 10, lift 9, lift on up 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1, hug your knees on in, take a little break. Take a pause, take a breath. Draw your hands under your hips. Relift those legs back up to the sky. And we're going to take little pulses, lifting the hips up off the hands. So work for the low belly, lifting up. 10, lift 9, be kind to yourself. 8, be gentle. 7, but firm. 6, breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, last. 1, hug it in, big breath in, and a smooth sigh out. Ending our practice with a nice counter pose, which would be a back bend. So we'll come into a bridge or a wheel if you choose that. For now, just a couple more breaths here, hugging in, just letting off steam, anything that remains, just squeeze it out of your body. And then placing your feet to the floor and finding your bridge. So press through your feet and lift through your hips. Now, if you need a more restorative pose, find the block and place it underneath your hips at any height, low, medium, or high. So you choose. This is just a wonderful counter pose to the forward folding that we've done and the core work. So just about 5 breaths here. Clasping your hands or taking the hands to the sides of the mats. Lifting your hips, lengthening your thighs. 3 more breaths, opening your chest. Walking your feet in a little further to lift a little higher if that's there for you. Last breath in. And come on down, breath out. Soles of feet together, knees wide. We're going to transition into our Shavasana. So if there's any last pose that your body wishes for, it might be an inversion or another twist. Now is your time to do it. If you're feeling ready to land here on your mat, resting in Shavasana right now, find that soft landing. Find all the support you might need. Maybe something under your knees or something over your body or your eyes. You may also choose to sit up in a meditative Shavasana. So if your body feels like it's ready for that and you wish to do that, you could come to seated. If you're taking a last minute pose, find its completion in your timing. No rush. And just find your way to stopping the doing and coming into the being. To a place where you can focus on letting everything go. It takes a moment and soften your body, your face, your chest, your belly, your legs, your shins, calves, feet, toes, fingers, back of body, organs, heart, brain. Let it all go. And come into the experience of being rather than doing. Enjoy.
Hmm. Take a big breath in. And a long breath out. Inhale, full, deep and slow. Exhale, let it go. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. And let that head roll easy side to side. If there was tension in your head and neck, just let it go with easeful movements. When you feel ready, roll onto your side and pause and curl up. Give yourself a hug, congratulating yourself, giving yourself a little pat on the back for showing up today, for taking good care. Offer yourself a little encouragement if there's a place you are bravely working these days. I suppose we all are. That's what being human is about these days, after all. Rise your way on up to seated, nice and easy. Use your hands and your legs to get there. And just come on up and explore the vertical realm again. Pelvis and legs grounding into the earth. Torso flaming up toward the sky. Body open in all 360-degree realm. And just breathe into the fullness of yourself here. And draw your hands to your heart. And touch in. Thank yourself and all that made it possible for you to be here today. Namaste. Thank you so much for coming.